Hare Krishna, pranam to all the devotees. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmidhitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamahyam Dadati Sapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasati Gaura Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Welcome to all the devotees in today's session of the secrets of Bhagavad Gita. So today we are going to study Bhagavad Gita chapter 1, text number 28. Let's begin it. Arjuna Uvacha Drishtvemam Svajnam Krishna Yuyutsum Samupasthitam Sidanti Mavagatrani Mukham Cha Parishishyati. Now I will read translation purport. Translation purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada. Arjuna said, "My dear Krishna, seeing my friends and relatives present before me in such a fighting spirit, I feel the limbs of my body quivering and my mouth drying up." Purport: any man who has genuine devotion to the Lord has all the good qualities which are found in godly persons or in the demigods, whereas the non-devotee, however advanced he may be in material qualifications by education and culture, lacks in godly qualities. Now, what does this mean? Godly qualities. Godly qualities means uh, the qualities which are found in God. So naturally, God being the father and mother of everyone, He is compassionate towards all living beings. He is not just compassionate towards only human beings, but He cares for everyone. So similarly, devotees of the Lord, because they are in direct touch with God or Lord Krishna, they also see the same godly qualities such as compassion. So here we see Arjuna was assisted by Lord Krishna, who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and because of uh, his constant touch with Lord Krishna, he is having this compassion towards all living beings. So we can understand this with a simple analogy. Just as uh, anything comes in touch with fire becomes purified, so in the same way, whoever comes in touch with God or Lord Krishna uh, becomes purified or becomes godly. So that is the meaning here, godly qualities. So in contrast to that, those who are non-devotees or who don't have devotion to Lord Krishna, or in other words, they are not in touch with God. So what is their position? So they may be advanced by material education, culture, etc. But because they don't care for God, so they do not develop those godly qualities. And uh, what does that mean? That because they don't have godly qualities, it is a useless thing. Because naturally they won't feel compassion towards others. They won't uh, care for others. So that's a very simple thing to understand, that those who are not devotees of Lord Krishna or God, they are uh, selfish, and because of this selfishness, they destroy themselves and others. So, in other words, they are uh, demons. So, when we use this word demons, we may think that, oh, it is too much. So there are many people in the world, they are not so devoted to God, but still they are good people. But actually, uh, whatever good things they may show, it's just a expression of their selfishness. Because when one is not godly or one who is not in touch with God, naturally he will try to think in terms of me and mine. So whatever he likes or she likes, uh, they uh, think in those terms, and uh, they accept or reject in those terms. So, um, At one moment of time, they like something, so they have some compassion for something, but at another moment, they do not like something. So this thing can go on. For example, they may show love for dogs or cats, but then for chickens, they don't have any mercy, right? They have so much compassion for tigers, for lions, and for goats, no mercy. For cows, no mercy. Uh, for rats, absolutely no mercy, no place. So this is the situation of non-devotees. So they actually don't care for even themselves. What to speak of caring for others? So that's a meaning of godly qualities. Moving on. As such, Arjun, just after seeing his kinsmen, friends, and relatives on the battlefield, was at once overwhelmed by compassion for them who had so decided to fight amongst themselves. So, Arjuna, being godly, naturally he is thinking about the welfare of all the soldiers. So, that was only out of compassion he is feeling pain here. Moving on. As far as his soldiers were concerned, he was sympathetic from the beginning, but he felt compassion even for the soldiers of the opposite party, foreseeing their imminent death. And while he was so thinking, the limbs of his body began to quiver and his mouth became dry. So these are the symptoms when one becomes very uh, worried about something. So that's what Arjuna is feeling here. So he was extremely worried about the welfare of all the soldiers from both the parties. So so that is the compassion Arjuna is feeling here. He was more or less astonished to see their fighting spirit. Practically the whole community, all blood relatives of Arjuna, had come to fight with him. This overwhelmed a kind devotee like Arjuna. So Arjuna, from the very beginning, he was not in favor of fighting, but however, Duryodhana was uh, not ready to accept any negotiation. He wanted only to fight with the Pandavas and kill them. That was his sinful desire. So there was no option left for Arjuna and other Pandavas. So uh, Arjuna knew this, that now he had to fight with his brothers. And now, by the divine agency of Lord Shri Krishna, he was put into some illusion so that he will be arguing with Lord Krishna why he should fight with his brothers. So, so this is the beginning. But here, that's not because of the weakness of heart, but because of the compassion towards all living entities. So Arjuna is a liberated soul, so he does not have the conditioning of uh, conditioning of conditioned souls like us. So he is not worried about his brothers and all the soldiers because he is thinking in terms of material gain or loss, but he is thinking about the real welfare of them because he is a godly person. He is a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. Naturally, uh, it is befitting him that he would be caring for everyone. So we will see how Arjuna, uh, by the divine arrangement of the Lord, would argue with Lord Krishna in such a way that it may seem materialistic from the external point of view. But Arjuna is uh, is not a materialist. He's the uh, he is the direct friend of Lord Krishna. So naturally, he won't be arguing with God or Lord Krishna for material things. But it may appear to us as if Arjuna is arguing for material wealth and material gain. Because if that were the case, then they would have conquered Duryodhana and others much before the Mahabharata war. So that was evident that Arjuna or all Pandavas were not in favor of material gain or gaining some something material. That was not their concerns. So when we understand Bhagavad Gita from uh, whole perspective or wholesome perspective, then we can understand what is what. So here Arjuna is arguing, we will see, but that is mainly because of out of compassion. It is not because of his weakness of the heart, though it may appear so. Moving on, although it is not mentioned here, still one can easily imagine that not only were Arjun's bodily limbs were quivering and his mouth drying up, but he was also crying out of compassion. So that is natural to imagine. If somebody is too much worried about something, then he may start crying. So this crying is also, that's the height of compassion, that he's not able to tolerate others' pain. Such symptoms in Arjuna were not due to weakness but to his soft heartedness, a characteristic of pure devotee of the Lord. It is said, therefore, Yasyasi Bhaktir Bhagavati Akinchana, Sarvair Gunis Tatra Samasati Suraha, Harava Bhaktasya Kuto Mahatguna, Manorathe Nasati, Dhavato Bahihi. So this verse is from Srimad Bhagavatam, uh, translation. One who has unflinching devotion for the personality of Godhead has all the good qualities of the demigod. But one who is not a devotee of the Lord has only material qualifications that are of little value. This is because he is hovering on the mental plane and is certain to be attracted by the glaring material energy. So, as the verse says, is only material qualification without godly qualification are of little value. How is it that? Because eventually such material qualifications are going to uh, finish, and uh, it will not benefit anyone, including the person who has this material qualification. For example, there are many powerful beings in the material world. For example, lions, tigers, and elephants, whales, like so many powerful beings. And what is the gain of such power? How does it benefit them and others? Absolutely no gain. It's just a struggle. So just because having some material qualification is not the it's not the success, because even after having such material qualification, if one cannot get happiness or be calm, be cool, and make others happy and create happiness everywhere, that is of no use. So that's the meaning here, that even though non-devotees may have material qualifications, but they are actually useless. So we don't say that we should not have material qualifications, but we should have godly qualifications, or we should be in touch with God or Lord Krishna to really make use of material qualifications for the betterment of everyone. Otherwise, all these material qualifications are simply garbage. Even garbage can have some use, but these material qualifications are absolutely nonsense, because they may even harm others and themselves too. So, as we see in today's world, people are always thinking of world war. So people have the world leaders have developed many nuclear weapons, and there is always a constant tension that any moment war can begin. So that's a sample that how just having material qualification without God consciousness, without Krishna consciousness, can be so frustrating and can be so dangerous. So this world can just burn to ashes within few seconds. That's the reality. And just because of lack of Krishna consciousness, uh, we are facing such challenges. Otherwise, if all people are godly, then uh, there won't be such challenges, because everyone will understand that we are all brothers and we should just live happily. We should share with our family members. Why there should be fight? That's a very simple thing to understand, but it becomes complicated when we are not duty, of God or Lord Krishna. That's a very simple message. As Prabhupada also mentions that um, we can have universal brotherhood, but first of all, we should recognize the Father, the common Father of all living beings. So, if you don't recognize the Father, Lord Krishna, then how can there be universal brotherhood? Brotherhood will come later when first we will recognize that we have a common Father, Lord Krishna. So, that's the message from this verse. So, I will conclude here. If there is any question, you can kindly share it with in our Secrets of Bhagavad Gita WhatsApp group, and I will try to answer it uh, as time permits. Okay. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. हरे कृष्ण. श्रीमद् भगवद गीता की जय. श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय. Thank you so much for joining this course.